secure. Imagine being the mother on that tiny yacht, sailing across the vast Atlantic Ocean. When asked how I coped, I tried to explain those demanding sail changes, persistent navigating, and helming and night watches, the debilitating seasickness and anxiety for my children. This was my home. No way back to the security of land, the house, business, sold for this adventure. David and I had made the decision in a heartbeat. And as we cast off into the deep, I wonder, was I brave? And why? You see, I believe we should look fear in the eye and live our truth. Ideals are easy. Living them is hard. And the photo shows one rare, calmer day when a golden opportunity arose to take the children up on the deck. So, clipping our harnesses to the safety line, we crawled forward to cower behind the upturned dinghy. From there to hornpipes rising, falling bow, where Sam and William clung to the railing, watching her slice the pathway through the ocean, laughing as waves hit the hull, shooting spray skyward, showering us with jewels of light. Life is like sailing downwind on an ocean passage. You can't stop or go back. The wind is in control. But there was one calm day when the wind and waves relented, rewarding us with a refreshing swim. Taking turns, we slipped into radiant blue. Separation from our mothership was like stepping into outer space. I clung to the safety rope's umbilical cord, my mind recoiling from knowing that here, 1,000 miles from land, we swam in water 3,000 fathoms deep. And who in this 21st century hasn't been overwhelmed by the challenges of life? And where do you find your still center when all is chaos? I'm not suggesting that you launch into any extreme predicament, but an immersion in nature's vibrant, soothing spaces will ease anxiety. The deeper practices of yoga and meditation and creativity offer shelter from the storm. But before any of that, it's vital that you prepare yourself for life's challenges, just as we prepared for sailing by learning how to navigate and also sail before crossing an ocean. There's nothing as peaceful as a sleeping child. Remember that deep contentment? Close your eyes. Drift into a free-flowing stream of consciousness. Intuitions bubble to the surface. And as thoughts cease, the mind becomes a still, translucent lake, free of doubt, full of potential. As a child, daydreams were my inspiration and escape. And when all was at sea, I visualized my walks to school And away I went, skipping down that familiar road, curtained windows winking at my passing, gateways opening to fields, gardens, trees climbed long ago. And banal as these reminiscences sound, they were strangely soothing to a frightened mother, alone on the ocean, far from land. Self-expression helped us weather those storms, that total responsibility, and those extreme circumstances. Sometimes after those challenging ocean days, the night watches were tranquil. Hornpipe slipping downwind on her silken scarf of Indian ink. Our moon sailing through the clouds, illuminating the waves with a silver touch. Finding myself breathing with the ocean, drawing by the flickering lamplight, soaking the pages with paint and salt, losing myself in an absolute suspension of time. These stories are of happy children, evolving relationships and realizations. The greatest joys come from simple things. In the islands, our children dived for shells, and in their imaginations, they discovered precious jewels. Play is vital. See what happens when you switch off your phone, step out of the crowd, claim some moments of silent solitude. Why not immerse yourself in a simple activity like walking? Release thoughts, relinquish thoughts and feelings. When walking, walk and experience the euphoria of living in the now. And how was growing up surrounded by an ocean of possibilities? The Sea's interactive classroom awakened our sons' inquiring minds, empowered them to achieve the seemingly impossible. Sam's creative productions and PhD in performance design introduces a world audience to the aquatic, nomadic environment he inhabited as a child. His night walk sphere taking play to the next level. And William's freediving life is best described in his words. I have a relationship with the depths. They beckon me beyond my means. Cold, dark, vacant, pressure, forever night, muted dreams. And when the stress of competing for world record competitions becomes too much, William finds in the mesmerizing sight and sound of music, of moving water, a spontaneous meditation, feelings we all share of the sea's calming, healing presence. Affirmations will reprogram the brain. Keep them simple. Believe in yourself. And on realizing your dreams, the senses awake. You will touch, hear, see, feel with an intensity that we experienced on arriving in the Marquesas. The passage of time and travel had washed us clean. Eyes weary of the endless ocean watched as land's silhouette condensed into colossal mountains, reaching to a brittle sky. A beam of sunlight through a cleft in that craggy ridge shone down, spilling over the cliffs in the mossy cliffs in a golden cascade. Surely this was the creation, for in that moment the living waters pulsed with luminous creatures. Dolphins were among us, leaping, diving, welcoming us to Polynesia, our voyage ending in a waking dream. Why does humankind look for answers outside instead of within? Send rockets to Mars before exploring the oceans, our deeper selves. Those years afloat were a communion with nature, her fluctuating wind and waves taught us acceptance, kept us alert. We learned how to value and preserve our ocean habitat and were rewarded with unbelievable freedom. We wrote and drew to discover ourselves, and that experience transformed our lives. My sculptural wing walls in Havelock North recall a simple poem I wrote when on an ocean passage. All my longings are to be where waves are no longer sea, but land's sweet curves to enfold me. And I got my dream, I got my wish, and it has been proved that evoking nature in our urban environments is both nurturing and healing. Though barely brave enough for the challenges that I embrace, I am grateful for everyone. Yoga is my rock and salvation. And I believe that if society's most damaged, dangerous individuals were to learn these experiences, these practices, they could embark on voyages of behavioral change. And this is why I teach yoga at our local prison. For when the mind, body, and spirit are filled with the breath of life, one feels invincible. Although we have breathed from that moment of birth, we rarely experience the power of that intuitive action. Try breathing with awareness. Feel that breath flowing into your lungs, and as you transcend to breathing out, remain aware of every moment. The breath in, a glowing warmth through your whole being. The out breath, a letting go of stress, thoughts, feeling. Each breath, a journey within, to a tranquil place you can return to whenever you wish. That sensation of connection with all beings, all things, a sense of returning home. And this is our family, arriving in Aotearoa, the land of the long white cloud, the place we are proud to call home, half a world away from where I began my story. So, throw off that cloak of invisibility Set sail on your voyage of self-discovery. For what is life but an awakening to our true potential, seeking that truth, eventually drifting away to that dreamland destiny that we would call home, evoked in this poem by William Blake. He who binds to himself the joy does the winged life destroy, but he who kisses the joy as it flies lives in eternity's sunrise. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace to us all. Thank you.